Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is the Imaginator, and I'm here today to bring you guys and ladies my One Piece chapter 1033 review. The title of this manga chapter of One Piece is called Sumosuki Kozoboro. And the front cover page we see is quite a hilarious and awesome one where we have Tushigi dressed up as the villain, and we have the little penguins just trying to play with her by, attempting to kill her. Well, not actually killing her, but actually playing around with her, pretty much. And I think that was pretty cool. The Smoker just sitting on top of one of the rocks in the background. So that was pretty cool. So the beginning of the chapter, we get to see, we see that Zoro is having still a hard time in controlling his sword Emma, and King is just going reckless on with the attacks. And then we and when Zoro actually made contact with King with his sword, he explodes, which was kind of crazy actually, because he didn't announce any technique or anything. Because usually One Piece will announce like some sort of technique in order to make a ginormous explosion or effect happen, but it just didn't happen in this case. But it was insane regardless. And then we shift to the Pleasant Hall, where we get a little bit of Queen and Sanji dialogue, and Queen goes on to tell Sanji about King, that he's a Lunarian, and that many years ago he was known as the gods, and he was, I guess, trying to be funny or smart to Sanji, say, you want to learn more about King, go read his history book. And then we shift back to the battle between Zoro and King, and the battle continues, and Zoro's still having a hard time controlling Emma, and King uses a very powerful technique called Imperial Deep Fried Steak, and this was so powerful that it pretty much shattered a good portion of Onigashima, and Zoro is falling. And he basically says Kotetsu 3 on one of his swords, and we get like flashbacks in his relationship with his swords, and the sword master that crafted the sword was informed him, oh, that's my sword. And then we get even more flashback. He looks at his other sword, Wado Ichimonji, the one he got back in his village, Kuina's father, basically. And we get a flashback of, his starting motivation of becoming the world's greatest swordsman, after Kuina's death. And then we shift to another flashback of Zoro, a kid Zoro, talking to Sumosuki Kozoboro, which is what the chapter is about, which is pretty awesome. And he pretty much informs Zoro about what the sword is. It's kind of like a kitchen knife, and that except for the fact that it's used to kill people. And then he further, elaborates on that. The blade chooses the owner. A good blade chooses its wielder at once it sees into the water, which is a nice, awesome, fascinating concept. And then we go back to the present, where we have Zoro and King battle resuming, and then Zoro is actually now with the flashbacks getting pretty much collecting memories, gathering his memories, and putting everything into circle. Everything's coming to full circle now, and Zoro starting to realize, oh, it just happens that the old man that I was talking to back then was actually the one that made Emma, and Emma is actually the sword now that I'm using to fight the battle King, and it actually chose me to fight. Chose me. And then once Zoro starts to get a better grasp of the whole situation with Emma and all the memories, the former blacksmith, Blades, I think Blades, blacksmith, who's Queen's grandpa, because he said that he didn't know who he was until he actually died, and he actually found out that was actually Queen's grandpa. And then at the end, we get Zoro using, I guess it was inadvertently or intentional. It's kind of hard to make out. I think it was intentional that him using Conqueror's Haki against the surrounding beast pirates that found Zoro and was going to kill him. And then King was like, oh, so that's it. So you decided to become a king? And then Zoro responds with a great quote saying, that's right, I promised my captain and my best friend. And then that's the end of the chapter. Overall, I think this was an amazing chapter. It was a great balance between action scenes and dialogue and the memories, putting everything together, and Zoro's relationship with Emma. I really, and I think I really liked about it is that with each sword came like a memory of his origins with the relationship with his sword, with that particular sword. First it was Katetsu 3, and then it was Wadauchi Manji, and then finally Emma. It was kind of like the order of how he got the swords, because the first sword he got was, I think it was Katetsu. Oh no, maybe it wasn't the order. It was Wadauchi Manji was first, and then he got Katetsu 3, and then he got Emma. And mainly this chapter was mainly focusing on Zoro and King overall, them having the most, panel time and dialogue. Alrighty, so I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen next. Well, I kind of do since I saw the anime, but I'm still going to be excited and anticipate, what's going to occur in the manga. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading the next chapter. And that's it from my One Piece Manga Chapter 1033 review. Please like the video, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to my channel Imagine for more Manga Chapter reviews, anime discussions, and many more. Before that being said, fellow YouTubers, y'all all have a wonderful day.